What's going on? It's your boy G from NYC, aka Simba, man. Welcome to the episode 2, man. I'm really excited because we got a special guest, a good friend of mine, my boy, my guy,
What's good? What's good?
George.
What's
Yo, what's good, bro?
George and George.
Yes,
man.
we got the. That's crazy. We got the same name.
Same name. Spelled
Crazy.
different though.
Spelled differently.
Spelled different.
That's so crazy.
Funny story, real quick.
Go ahead.
So what happened is my name was supposed to be spelled the way you spell it,
Right.
but I was born in Bronx, Lebanon. There was a lot of Spanish people on the medical team, so they thought my mom was Dominican. So when she put George, they spelled it Spanish. It was crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's right, because it's spelled like Jorge.
Yeah.
Mine's is spelled the regular,
Right,
George way.
right.
But
But
that's
yeah,
crazy.
nowhere near Hispanic, but yeah. It's
Oh
cool.
man,
I
but
love my
yo,
Hispanic
man,
brothers.
listen, man, this episode 2 is gonna be special because we gonna talk
sir.
about the vegan lifestyle. We gonna talk about real estate, man, and we gonna talk about we can't leave out the relationship,
Absolutely.
like relationship advice
Absolutely.
and stuff like that.
Real life stuff.
Man, so I want to ask you because I know lifestyles, especially eating wise and whatnot. I follow you, on Facebook and Instagram,
Right.
and I see how you just talk about the lifestyle as far as eating and like eating clean. And I want to know like what made you become from like just we eat regular to like going to that high class of like vegan lifestyle and just eating clean and just knowing what to eat. And how hard was it for you to transition to that?
Well, for me, it wasn't hard at all because, like that was something I already was thinking about doing. So what happened was, all my life I was eating soul food,
Yeah.
chicken spot,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Wendy's,
Kennedy,
you already know. So, I grew up on that.
Yeah.
But, I was always into fitness. I always worked out, whatever the case may be. So what happened was I had joined the military. You know what I mean? So I was in the military, and I was still wasn't vegan yet.
Okay.
But I started seeing Dr. Sabi videos on Instagram.
He put me on the sea moss and elderberry.
Right. So when I started looking at those, it was like it's interesting. You know what I mean? I still wasn't sold yet.
Right.
So what happened was I had tore my hamstring while I was in the military. And I'm heavy into fitness, so like they told me my recovery is gonna be like 6 months.
Wow.
So I was like, nah, I ain't about to be out the gym for 6 months. So I was looking for ways to speed up my recovery and all that.
Right.
And then I stumbled upon the plant-based diet again, and I was like, you know what, let me just try it. And then the rest was history, bro.
It's crazy too because when I follow you, I remember when I met you years back, 2002. We go back established like 2012,
Right.
And we, like you said, we from the Bronx, New York to be exact. You know what I'm saying?
South Bronx.
And it's crazy how we grew up on like the Kennedy Fried Chicken, Wendy's, McDonald's, all that stuff. And not to say I don't really, I try to stay away from like the red meat. I try to eat clean as much as you.
Right.
But for me, it's something really it's difficult because I remember because by the way my boy George got the you got the plan to eat like the old eating meal plan. So like that I tried that and I was just like, damn, like this is a little difficult as you get older. So I wanted to ask you like as far as like day to day because you have to, it's like you can't rush it. Like, cause I know like, I remember when I was beginning to try to go straight to vegan from where I'm at now. And it's like, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
So it's like, do you take your time with it? Like start what you recommend starting doing like one vegan meal a day?
Right.
Like how would you say for the person that's trying to transition over to the vegan lifestyle from where they at now, how would you go about it each day? You can't go straight into vegan.
Yeah. No, I definitely understand. I think it'll be smart to probably go like a day, like a meat-free day, once a week. You know what I mean? Then every week you increase a day, so it'll be like 2 days meat-free, and then go on from there. Or you can do like you eat meat once a day. If you eat 3 meals a day, you eat meat once a day, and the rest of the 2 meals is plant-based, and then you just gradually start increasing the plant-based meals and decreasing on the meat and also the dairy, man. I think the dairy is more detrimental to your health than the actual meat, bro. It's crazy.
So dairy is worse than meat?
Absolutely, bro.
Really?
You gotta understand what's in dairy. Dairy is the cow's mucus, their pus, their urine, their blood, and their feces.
Oh.
So what they do is they it's impossible to extract all of that out of the milk. So they have a regulation system. They saying you can have this amount of stuff in it for it to be able to be sold on the market. So it still has all that stuff in it, and people are consuming it every day. And then if you think of cheese is aged milk. So you eating that aged.
Oh man, I was also thinking too about that goes for ice cream too.
Yeah, of course. They got vegan ice cream though, bro.
I love me some ice cream too.
Bro,
So
they got some good ass vegan ice cream, bro.
Okay. And it's crazy because vegan, they have the vegan like different like vegan meat, vegan. It's like you substitute, because I know on your Instagram I'll be seeing you. And by the way, what's your Instagram?
My Instagram is money_ambitions, but ambitions has a Z, so money_ambitions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I see on your Instagram how you be making your vegan dishes. I'm like, yo, it looks like the actual meat.
Right.
So when I see it, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, bet. It looked good too. So I'm like, it makes me want to, So it makes me want to just like, I do it day by day, because I know people around me that are vegan.
Right.
And I know that as far as like the lifestyle is very expensive, because the food, like you buying the food and stuff like that, I heard
it can be
like the money is like it's so much more. So
it can be.
It'd be worth it too.
Right.
I know it'd be worth it,
because I mean your health is an investment, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You should prioritize your health, bro, because at the end of the day, what's the sense of being so successful and then you can't even live to enjoy the fruits of your labor?
True.
You know what I mean? So
You're right.
For sure, it is a little pricey, because I guess it's not as accessible.
Okay.
And you know, when things aren't as accessible, that's what gives it rarity, and that's what gives something value is rarity. So
okay.
Yeah.
That is crazy, because I remember back in college when I was like, I think it was my junior year, and I remember this one of my classmates, she was a vegetarian.
Right.
And I'm like, so okay, so you're not vegan. It's two different things, because the vegan means there's no dairy whatsoever, right? If I'm correct. And vegetarian is basically just you consuming more of like no red meat. Am I correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's no red meat.
So vegetarian, they eat plant-based, but they can consume dairy and eggs.
Got you.
Vegan is no animal products.
None of that.
Period. It's just straight vegetables, fruits, and legumes, which is like beans, nuts, and grains, and all that. Yeah. Word.
Man, I just had to say, yo, because it's like I'm so used to it. I do cut away sometimes from the red meat and take like breaks, or I will take like a little cleanse. And do my little smoothie thing, because that's what I do. I do the I think it was JJ's smoothie cleanse. I think her name was, if I'm not mistaken. It was a 10-day smoothie thing I used to do.
Okay.
And it worked wonders.
It was just juices?
Just straight smoothies, and probably like some cashews, unsalted cashews on the side, almonds on the side.
That's good though.
And I would do that for 10 days. I remember I lost like 12, 13 pounds, bro. I was slim.
You felt good.
I did.
Yeah.
But it's the consistency of keeping that. So once I did that for like 10 days, probably 14 days, the most I did it.
Right.
It's that consistency of trying to keep up with it. Because now it's like, all right, now I need to go back to my food. Like, all right, I did it. What's that? Like, it's basically what you would say as you gotta just keep it.
You gotta have
keep
discipline.
It going, keep it flowing.
You gotta have discipline for sure. You know what I mean? You gotta have discipline, but I think you have to have a reason. You have to have a cause.
Right.
You know what I mean? For me, like I said, it was originally was for my injury.
Okay.
But then when I got into it, you know, I'm just like, yo, I'm seeing a lot of my family members passing away, getting sick, and things like that. I'm like, yo, I don't want that future to be me. I want disease to end with my bloodline. You understand what I'm saying? Real. So once I made that decision, bro, you know what I mean, it was nonstop.
That's real, man. And it's crazy because a lot of people say that it runs in my family. This runs in my family.
Right.
Like, from like diseases and stuff like that, like it's passed down,
or
it's like I'm big because of this.
Right.
Like, what do you think when it comes to that? Like,
I think is miseducation.
Really?
To think that disease runs in your family, it doesn't make sense. What runs in your family is lifestyle and habits.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If a parent is obese, 9 times out of 10 the kid is going to be obese because of their eating habits.
Right.
And obesity is linked to all types of diseases, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, you know.
Sadly.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was like would you say that's like a hereditary thing?
Yeah.
It's like that when it's like obese to, okay.
It's not, you know what I mean? You don't pass on obesity. Kids come out with a blank slate. You know what I'm saying? And what you teach them, that's what they're going to do.
Okay.
Right.
It's crazy too because Dr. Sebi, like I remember I watched some of his stuff, and the man he was a
Shouts to
genius.
Dr. Sebi.
Yeah, like he was. Like I remember with the sea moss, like I think he was the one that told me about that.
Right.
Like I found out like a lot of my boys, my friends was making like sea moss and elderberry, and you know of course I support. And sea moss is something that is really good because it takes away. It's like really all the vitamins is in that.
Right.
And you take that like before you go to bed and when you wake up. And I use both. I use a sea moss and elderberry. How important are those two things each day? Like what you say, how important you think sea moss and elderberry is?
Yeah, no, I think sea moss is the foundation, bro, because it's basically it contains 92 out of 102 minerals we need for the body.
Okay.
So off the bat, you know what I mean, you take a teaspoon of that, you already got all your vitamins and minerals for the day. Just from that. It's like a multivitamin, but it comes from the earth. You know what I mean? Now, elderberry, I wouldn't say it's a necessity, but it's great to consume it because it definitely boosts your immune system.
Right.
It's packed with a lot of antioxidants, and it was very popular during COVID because a lot of people was trying to dodge COVID, and that's when elderberry started to get more, trendy. And everybody wanted to get healthy when the pandemic hit, bro.
It's crazy how much it took for that, like the COVID and pandemic to happen for things to take a turn into people's health and stuff like that. And you see so many people, like rest in peace to people passing away from the COVID. Yeah. It took people to just wake up like that. It's like, I got to take this, I got to take these vitamins because like me and you, I've been taking my vitamins even before pandemic. I was always big on vitamins. And you know why I was so big on vitamins and taking my multivitamins and stuff each day? Because I hated being sick.
Right.
I hated getting like the cold, the sore throat, whatever, the strep throat, whatever it was. I just hated being. So it's like every day you could, like my moms could vouch for this. I was always taking my vitamins. My parents, I was always taking my D3, the vitamin C, multivitamin, because I did not want to get sick. And I would get I swear I rarely get sick. Right. Because it's like I'm so big on health and whatnot.
It's good.
But talking about health. Yeah. Remember you said fitness. Fitness is something that's really important.
Absolutely.
I want to say, because fitness, I remember when I was like, I think when I started really working out was in high school. Like I wanted to get on the weights. I wanted to get on the bench press.
Right.
How important you think fitness is, especially for us right now? Like how important you think like that is, like when we in the gym and we gotta get our health intact and stuff like that. You think, because you could do fitness anywhere, really. People really think it's just in the gym, but how important you think fitness is to the lifestyle of the vegan? Like how does it contribute to that?
No, it's important, man. I mean, health is comprehensive. It's not just one thing. It's not just your diet. It's not just the gym. It's not just, you know what I'm saying? It's everything. It's a big picture. So
all cut together in a package.
So I think it's important because fitness doesn't only boost your physical appearance. Right. It's good for your mental health. And I think that's the best part about fitness. You go to the gym, you work out, you walk out, and you feel like invincible. You feel invincible. Shouts to Pop Smoke. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, it's so important for your mental health because you see yourself better. You know what I mean? You feel better about yourself. Your self-esteem is a lot better. And then if you put the diet on top of that, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna feel and look good. And I think that's so important. And it's also good for your spirit, man. It's good for your soul, bro. You know what I mean? You start seeing things on a more positive light. You start giving out more, better vibes and stuff like that. So I think it's very essential, man.
For sure. I think for me, like I remember, I'm a little slow in it now. I'm promised I'm gonna get back in the gym because I'm still paying for that shit. But I think for me, like you said, like when you in the gym, you working out, you doing your thing. Right. You feel good. Even when you sweating, it's like that good sweat. I don't know how to describe it. It's like that good sweat. It's that good feeling like, oh shit, like I feel good.
You putting in work.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I remember back then when I was younger, because a lot of people, some people I know too that be in the gym, they work out, they work their ass off. Yeah. And then they put on Instagram a story, they be sharing how much food they eat and they be ODing on the food. So it's like, it's that consistency because it's like, all right, I can eat this because I know I'm gonna burn it off. Right. Like what you think about that?
But after a while, see the thing is, when you're young, you could do that. Yeah. But as you get older, your metabolism starts to slow down. You know what I'm saying? You can't just bounce back like you used to. Okay. So that's why it's even more of a necessity for us to be staying on top of our fitness, especially men, bro. Like, and this is another misconception. People associate the vegan diet with sexuality. There's a lot of people that
really
they'll be like, oh, you eat a vegan diet, you must be gay or you feminine or stuff like that. But crazy. Actually, eating meat is actually feminine, because what happens is when you eat meat, the fat from the meat is blocking your arteries. Ooh. So after a while, when you get 50, you can't get up no more. You can't do your thing no more.
Okay.
But if you eating on a vegan diet, your arteries is clear, your veins is clear. You could probably still pop out a couple babies at 70, bro. Yo, Dr. Sebi was having babies well into like his 60s or something like
really?
That, bro.
How many kids he had?
Yeah, he got a bunch. Yeah,
I think so. It's crazy because I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. It's like, for me though, I was always so used to doing things in moderation.
Yeah.
Like I would be, and once in a while I'll be like, all right, I'll probably get a piece of steak, or because I'm not a big steak person. So if you see me eating a piece of steak, then you know I eat in moderation. I don't really eat steak like that. So it's like, I was so used to growing up, everything in moderation. Because if you keep eating the same thing every day, I mean, come on. You know what's bound to happen. It's going to be some type of sickness there, or, you know what I'm saying, in your deathbed. But ultimately, I've learned that sometimes you just got to cut back on some things. Even if you feel like, even when you're coming from that checkup, because it's very important to go get your checkup every year.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That physical checkup or whatever, because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And you always got to get tested, whether you doing protecting sex and stuff like that. That's sure. I've always learned that it's so important. It's so important to just get that physical checkup and check on to see if your body cholesterol is good. Right. You know, all that stuff. Right. So I come to say that is just like, it's like, I feel like I take it. I try to take it serious. I really try to take my health and everything serious. And I'm gonna go back to the gym.
And also, what I was gonna say, when you were saying how, like, you know, you brought up a good point, how when you eat the same thing, it kind of gets boring. But me being vegan, bro, I've tried so many different variations of meals that I would have never tried. When I was a meat eater, I ate the same things. You eat chicken, fish,
bacon, egg, and cheese,
beef, and if you a demon, you eat pork. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I ate the same things and I just ate it in different styles.
Demon.
But now that I'm vegan, bro, I'm eating vegetables I ain't never even heard of, bro. You know what I'm saying? Brussels sprout, but cooked in a way where it's like meat, but like you could, it's bro. You can turn tofu into anything, bro.
You know what's crazy? One of my sisters, shout out to Brooke, she's a vegan.
Okay, that's what's up.
And I was on the phone with her like 12, 1, 2 in the morning. She was like, yo, I'm about to make this little dishes, vegan dishes. I'm like, yo, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. She's like, I can eat anything I want. I'm a vegan. It's gonna go right through me. I was just like, what? She's like, you eating that meat and shit? That's not gonna. I'm just like, what? Yeah. You can really eat all night and it's like that. It'll go right through. I didn't know that.
Let me tell you, bro. Do you know that it take up to 2 days for meat to properly digest out of the body? So imagine you eat meat every day. You just packing on meat. It's just not backing up your system.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It take 2 days for beef to process through your body.
Oh my God.
Chicken maybe 24 hours, but if that. But
I know beef is really mainly. It takes the longest.
But chicken too, man, and fish as well, man.
Even if you eat that grilled chicken, it's like the same.
Bro.
Oh man.
Yes, bro. It takes a while. With vegetables, man, they be in and out of your body 30 minutes.
That's crazy.
Word.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, that was an interesting talk. I ain't gonna hold you. That I learned a lot, and I hope y'all did too. People that's listening.
Sure.
But I want to also get into something else because I know that you taking on a new venture.
Right.
Well, not so new because you've been doing it for some time now. I wanted to talk to you about real estate.
Right.
Real estate, like I want to, because back then in school, you know, we never really learned about owning properties, taxes. We always learned about, what was it we learned about? We learned about stuff that wasn't really beneficial for us growing up. So it's like when you get older, it's like you're soaking in so much knowledge about owning properties, real estate, you know, doing this, that, and the third. So it's just like I want to know, like, what made you want to do the real estate thing? Because I know you got your real estate license and stuff like that, selling homes. What made you want to get into that? How important is it?
I think it's very important, man. Especially for people of color. The reason why we don't have the liberation we want is because we don't have ownership. Okay. And I think ownership is the only way to financial freedom. With that being said, for you to have financial freedom, you have to have more assets than liabilities. A liability is you know, you go buy that Louis bag. That's a liability. You know what I'm saying? Because if you resell that same Louis bag the same day, it's gonna sell less for what you bought it for.
Right.
Now, if I buy a house, you know what I mean, and I fix it up, let's say I bought a house at 50K, I fix it up nicely, and then, you know what I mean, I put 20K in it, I could sell that for maybe 150K.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? So you want
flipping it,
right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? You want to be able to have assets that's gonna build you money.
Okay.
And also you can buy a property and rent it out. And, you know, that's passive income. You got people living in, you know what I mean, whether it's a house or you got an apartment, and they paying you rent, and you paying the monthly bills for the loan, and you still, you know, getting cheese off the top. You know what I mean? Then you get another one, and then, you know what I'm saying, you start to diversify your portfolio.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like basically you're investing in these properties, and you're eventually selling, and you're gonna have people rent in them properties. So then you're the person that they pay rent to.
Right.
So you're doubling on that,
Right.
and you're doing the same thing for each one down the line. I mean, excuse me.
Bro.
It's wow.
Yeah, man, and you know,
That's smart.
Yeah, and you know, the reason I got my license was because of that, but also I just think that it's a lot of opportunity, man. You network a lot, and I think it's so cool. Like, I meet people from all different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm used to that because we come from New York. It's very diverse. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell people that I've traveled the world without leaving the city because we have so many different cultures in New York. So in real estate, it's the same, man. It's very diverse, and I mean a lot of you know, good people. And, but yeah, man. I mean. But the market is very weird right now because of COVID.
Oh,
and a lot of people lost their jobs. So what's going on is that you got the inventory, you got apartments that are waiting to be rented out, houses to be bought, but people don't have jobs, and they can't verify their income. So that's the problem right now that, you know, some real estate agents are facing in New York City.
Slow, basically, on that court.
It's really, you know, you just got to navigate through. You know, you just gotta navigate through, bro. And I'm still learning. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still fairly new to it a little bit. You know what I mean? So I'm still learning the ropes and getting my feet wet. So, you know what I mean?
It's crazy because I started. I've done. You know, I act. I do different stuff. I've always been good, people person.
Right.
And I did the sales and marketing, but sometimes it's just crucial because, especially if you're getting stuff off of just commission alone, that stuff can be really crucial. And I've done it, and I made good money doing sales like that. But sometimes you eventually get frustrated because, especially if you're getting paid, for people that's getting paid off of commission only, sometimes it can be a struggle because, like you said, it can be up and down. Plus COVID, people don't have jobs, and the money is coming in real slowly. So it's something that I definitely want to take a chance and do, like the real estate. Like, you kind of actually, when I saw that you got your real estate license, made me want to be like, damn, maybe I should do it because
so you should, bro.
I'm a good people person. I talk to people. I like to network and different things. Let me tell you a quick story. When I was about 18, 20, I used to work at the Ritz-Carlton doing valet. I pulled up this car. It was like a nice Porsche this lady had. I drove it. I forgot what kind of Porsche. I don't know what I forgot.
911?
I forgot, but I drove the Porsche up to her. And I remember I was like, ma'am, your Porsche, this car is beautiful.
Right.
She was like, she looked at me. She's like, do real estate. I was just like, this was like when I was a youngin'. Mind you, I'm 27 going on 28. This was when I was like 20, 21.
Damn.
Back then I was just like, real estate. I'm like, she's like, yeah, real estate is what got me this vehicle. This is what she told me.
Oh, word.
And probably, I'm sure back then,
the
real estate, the market was great for people making, selling homes that, making money, flipping stuff. So it was really vital at that time, and I didn't understand it. But now, as you get older, like I said, you learn something new every day.
Right.
So it's like, whether it be like real estate or, you know, something about health.
Right.
It's something that you gotta just grasp, because it's like, it's crazy
and
how much you learn.
Hopefully I get my Porsche, by the way, one day. But nah, I think it's so dope. Real estate is so dope, and actually a lot of people you don't even need a high school diploma to be a real estate agent. You don't. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things they don't teach you in school. You know what I mean? The school system has a pipeline. It's like you go to school, go straight to college, and then you get into debt, and then you have trouble finding a job. That's how it is. That's the trouble that people are facing in America right now. They're going to college for 4 years, they're graduating, and they're not finding jobs. And then they're not being taught these other alternatives like real estate. You know, they're not being taught like trades that are actually, you know, transferable into the civilian world. Right, you know what I'm saying? I think that the school system needs to at least introduce those ideas and not just push people into college. Just school's not for everybody.
It's not.
You understand what I'm saying?
I say, like, even though I did my 4 years, I come out like still clueless because it's like, you know, I still don't have the ideal job that I want.
Right.
But it's so crazy because that's why I say too, like, college really isn't for everyone. It's like once you come out of high school, that's when you start to find yourself, whether it be you start working right away, trying to save up and trying to figure stuff out. Because telling you, if you don't have it's not the right major, sometimes college is not the go-to, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I suggest people that, you know, when they get out of high school, probably try community college or even try just, I guess, working, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know what you want to do when you get out of high school.
And then also look at the some of the majors, like people majoring, and this is not a shot at nobody, you know what I mean? I respect everybody on their grind, but you go to college and you go to get a business degree. There's people, I don't have a business degree. I have 2 businesses. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
You don't need a college degree to become an entrepreneur. You know, so college is basically, in my opinion, just my opinion, they're preparing you to work for somebody else. They're preparing you how to be a worker and work in somebody's company and move up the company ladder and hopefully one day be a CEO. But like, you know what I mean? How many people do that? You know what I'm saying? And that's also not up to you. Yeah, you want to control your own destiny, control your fate.
Definitely.
But I think we heading in the right direction. I think the pandemic made people like realize, like, damn, like I don't have job stability. Let me start creating my own opportunity. And I've seen a lot of people, you know, create businesses out of the pandemic, and it's a good look.
It's so crazy too, because I remember just like growing up, it's like people would be so hype of like getting the supervisor role, but it's like you still working under somebody, or it's like I got the manager role. Instead of the people, and it's so crazy too, because people won't even show you love once you have your own business, but they'll show another business love that's not your not your friend or nothing like that, but you'll show a complete different business that's successful, a whole different one,
already established, and then it's like,
but the person that's starting, it's like, wait, all right,
that's the problem.
I'm gonna hold off. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, why is it that? Even I know you my friend,
right?
And you starting this business. Why is it that I can't support you the same way I'm supporting these other businesses?
Amazon? Why can't I buy from you like I'm buying from Amazon?
And that guy's making trillions.
He's worth literally 193
billion. I'm sorry.
So you know what I mean? It's the crab and barrel mentality, bro. Like everybody's trying to get to the top. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, man.
It really is.
It's crazy.
Oh man.
But yeah,
it goes to show you too that nothing is impossible. I be thinking like man, how I'm gonna do this? How am I even thought it too about the podcast. I'm like, how am I get this done? And I really was thinking about it for a week. Like I just started doing research. I was like talking about it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Even though I had the idea in my mind for like months back.
Yeah, I remember you was talking to me about it.
So I was just like, it took probably 2 weeks for me to really act on that goal and just do it, because COVID and the pandemic really taught me that I need to really go after what I want, because it's like you can't waste no time on anything. You just gotta keep it pushing, keep it moving, and just stay productive. That's why I learned that that whole last year, 2020.
Yeah,
you gotta keep things moving. Yeah. You gotta, because time waits for nobody. I swear to God,
it doesn't, bro. And the pandemic put a lot of things into perspective, bro. It exposed a lot of people.
It sure did.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why it's important for us to support each other. You know what I mean? So we can all eat. That's my philosophy. If I support you, you support me. We both eat.
But guess what? Support is free.
It is.
Support is free.
That's free 99.
Free 99. It's like,
and it's on clearance.
It's nothing. It's nothing for me to support my mans, my friend, my homegirl on anything. Even if they ask me like, "Yo, G, can you help me share this post?" Or I'm like, "No problem," because it's like it's not gonna take nothing out of me to do it.
Right.
You just spreading the word may help that person's business like shoot up, no matter how many followers you got.
Absolutely.
But imagine you spread your business to like 10 people. And they got a good amount of following. That much people can really reach out and see what's going on. Oh, this business looks lit. Oh, okay.
Right.
Support. I think how much you think support, like how important you think support is, like going down the line, like especially if you're making a business or any type of thing. How important you think it is for like people around you, especially your friends and family, to do that?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you this, man. your network is your net worth.
Okay. Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta use your network to market yourself and build your brand.
Okay.
And I think that a lot of people don't, take the time to really understand that.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's important, bro. It's important, man. And just a quick fact for African Americans, the African American dollar stays in the black community for 6 hours. That's it. Meaning that's enough time for you to get your check, and then you go to the Louis store or the Gucci store and go buy something when you could have went to a black owned business that sell the same thing, probably better quality for lower. It's crazy. It's
so crazy because I remember I was like, I think a youngin'. I remember like being, I guess, hype off the Gucci and the Louis and the True Religion. It's like I got older.
Right.
I just like wearing stuff. I like stuff with no labels.
Right.
So whether I go to a place that has decent, not even decent, great material, I'm wearing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like stuff showing the label where I got it from. I like to be low key, having good clothing, low key, not showing too much labels. Unless it's like my friend's business or something like that, I'll wear that shit. But for me, I just like to wear just the simple clothing with no labels, no paintings or anything of people. I've always been like that. Nowadays,
I feel you,
and I still dress nice. It's still something that I'm like, I come out looking nice. It's nothing where it's like, I gotta wear this, I gotta wear that.
The brand don't make the man, bro. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You like you say, you could put on stuff that don't have any labels and still look good. It's all about your confidence, bro.
Yeah,
and your swag.
Oh, when you said this, it all plays a factor.
Your swag is essential, man.
It's funny too, because I wanted to also touch up on, because we was talking about family,
right?
We was talking about people supporting you. I think people don't really understand like how much parents in general, because as this Father's Day just passed, I just really was thinking, and shout out to Mother's Day too, but Father's Day passed, and I really just see how important it is to have your mom and your dad in your life. I think it's just so vital, because as I get older now, I really think like, where would I be? Like, what would I be doing if my parents weren't in my life? Like, I really just sit down and really just think for just a second. Like, where would I be? Like, where would I be at? Where would I go? Like, and they, like, my parents, shout out to my parents, they really, like, raised me right. Like, I finished school, I did what I had to do, but I think as far as morals and as far as how I treat others, I definitely gotta like salute my parents on that, because I just think, and it's like, it's not like, it's just the mom is just as important as the dad. Yeah, to me, because it's like people, like the single mother, single fathers, they, need their mom in their life, they need a dad. No, you need both parents, because they're just as important. How important you think? I wanted to ask you, how important you think parents play a role in your life? Now, like, what would you say? How important you think parents are? Having parents?
It's highly important, man, because I did have both of my parents at home.
Okay.
But I want to say this too before I do answer your question.
Okay.
Just because you have both parents at home don't mean you come from a broken home. You know what I mean? It's also all about how healthy the relationship between your parents are and what they display in the household. But with that being said, my parents, as parents, they were excellent. They supported me. They never really try to sway me to do one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, some parents are like tiger parents, where they're on top of you. They
strict.
It becomes toxic.
Sheltered.
You know what I'm saying? So they gave me the perfect balance, the way where they were strict on me, and then they set goals and standards for me, but at the same time they let me learn my lessons. And so a lot of things I had to learn for myself. And parents is never, they're not perfect. They're not without flaw. But you know what I mean, my parents did their best with me, and I appreciate them. You know what I mean, I'm forever in debt to both my mom and dad.
Shout out to your parents though, bro. It's crazy, because I remember like my parent, like touched it up on like the raising part, like when they raised me. I really do thank God, because sometimes the discipline was needed. Yeah. Or when I want to do this and when I want to do that. it was very much needed for me to really learn the lessons and stuff. And like you said, parents, mom and dad, they're not perfect, so it's like they learn it as they go.
Right.
And it's so crazy because we both need each other. Like the child needs the parents just as much as the parents need the child. Right. So it's like we learn it from each other, but in the way of a loving, like just being all the way there for you. And it's crazy because definitely I'm blessed to have both my parents, and shout out to the single mothers and the single fathers. But I got the best of both worlds because my mom showed me something that my dad couldn't show me, and my dad showed me something my mom couldn't show me. Right. So I was just like, whoa.
And I think that's key, bro, because a lot of people, and I think especially in this generation, we have a lot of women that unfortunately are single mothers. Yeah. And shouts to them because they put it all on the line for their child.
Much respect.
But sometimes they feel that they can provide both roles. They can do both roles. And yes, in a way, but there's also things that a man possesses that you can't teach your child. You can't teach your child, if you have a boy, how to be a man. You know what I mean? He has to learn that from a father figure, and I think that's the beauty of life, that men have gifts that women don't, and women have gifts that men don't.
That part.
And we basically fit like a puzzle. So wherever I'm lacking in, you know what I mean, my woman's going to fill in, and wherever she's lacking in, I'm going to fill in.
That's like 50-50.
Right. And if we're going to try to do the same things, and it's like there's only one basketball, right? So imagine having, 5 scorers on the court.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We not gonna win. We need somebody that's gonna rebound. We gonna need somebody that's gonna play D. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has to have a role. I'm not saying it's gender roles. I don't want to put it like that, but I'm just saying you bring stuff to the table that I don't, and I bring stuff to the table that you don't, and that's what makes us a great team. And I think that's what relationships and parenting should be like.
And it's so funny that you mentioned the single mothers, single fathers. And sometimes, single mothers and fathers don't have any choice. Sometimes, things happen, and it's really just about how you come together, I guess, raising the child. Because at the same time, just like you said, a man needs to raise a boy, a woman needs to raise a woman, but it's like, it's crazy. Let's reverse it for a second. Like, I feel like the boy needs a mother too.
Absolutely.
And the girl needs the father too, because they need that father's love to see. Because it's like, I feel like let's talk about the girl's perspective for a minute. Let's say that the girl doesn't have their father in their life, and so when they get older, they're gonna start looking for their dad and people that they date.
Right.
I noticed that too with people that in the dating scene, people I went and talked to, some of them didn't have their father in their life, and they looked at me as the father, like to be the dad and stuff like that. They looked at, and it's like, I feel like it's really vital for, I know that sometimes fathers are absent because us as men, I guess, get that kind of role where it's like, oh, my dad's not in my life. It's like common for some people, but I feel like for the women, they definitely need their dads in their life.
Yeah.
Going to the boys too. Boys definitely need their mother in their life too, because like I said, like when you going through like dating different women, it's like you're gonna look at your mom. You're gonna look at your mom as some people, or you're just gonna treat them. I feel like it's definitely vital for a boy to have a mother in his life too, because it's how you treat the woman too, going for the line. Because you could treat them, say, oh, I don't want that hoe around, like I don't want that whore, like, and it's crazy because it's very important to treat women with the utmost respect, because they brought us into this world.
Absolutely.
So that's something that goes queens, and it's something that goes without saying. Come on,
Nah, and I agree. I agree with your point, man. I think that a lot, when women have quote unquote daddy issues, what happens is that their father broke their heart before we as men even met them.
The picture.
Right, and then and if they don't fix their trauma, then that can spill into the relationship. And same thing for a boy.
Right.
When the father's absent or the mother's absent, he's gonna have traumas that's gonna pass on to his relationship. So people's relationships are a reflection of their upbringing and their environment. And that's why it's important. Mental health is so important. Please, emphasis on that. If you have traumas from the past, please face them and please go get the proper help that you need, man. It's essential.
It's funny, too, because I feel like you need to, even before you even get into a relationship with a male, a female, or whatever the case may be, you need to come healed.
Yeah.
That goes what I was saying, just like you said with the therapy.
Yeah.
You need to come healed. You can't come in with stuff from the past and think, like, I feel like you have to come all the way healed before you even, like, dedicate most of your life towards me, because I feel like that's very important too, because you don't want to come into a relationship damaged. You don't want to say that you're damaged goods and this, that, and the third. You want to come into the space where it's like, okay, my man can love me, I can love my man, and vice versa.
Right.
So going into my next question about, you know, parents and, you know, needing our parents in life, I wanted to ask you about marriage, because people really frown upon marriage. They frown upon marriage, and they be like, especially our generation, it's not as common. People are not getting married and having these big weddings. And salute to the people that are getting married and having these beautiful weddings and the beautiful service. Yeah. I wanted to ask you, how do you feel, you know, watching your parents, you know, watch my parents? How do you feel about, you know, marriage? Is that something you feel like you could see yourself, you know, being in that type of union?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Okay. I definitely see it in my future. Okay. You know what I mean? Well, as far as my parents, they were good parents. They weren't good husband and wife to each other. Okay. Right? So I didn't have the, I guess, the picture perfect image of what a marriage is supposed to be like. So I'm still learning that. I'm still learning what that is too. You understand what I'm saying? And but I think marriage is special. I think it's special when you say that you want to be with this person for the rest of your life, and you say your oath and your vows and all that. You know, it's a special thing. That's why it's also something you shouldn't rush into at the same time.
Say that again, please.
Because you don't want to rush into that, bro. Because I'm telling you, man, if you go in there sprinting, bro, you might not. Because the thing is, you can meet somebody in your 20s, and then y'all grow up, y'all in your 40s. You're a different person. Oh, y'all like two different people. That so you know what I'm saying. Y'all might not even click the same. They might not even. It's crazy, bro. So that's why you have to be sure. Right. And it's like, when are you ever sure? That's up to the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean? Like, you can't. I don't think there's any blueprint when it comes to when you should get married, how you should get married, what marriage looks like. It's custom made and it's tailored to the relationship.
And it's so crazy because the generation makes it seem like we have to get married by a certain age. Yeah. We have to have a child by this age. Right. I'm about to be 28 years old, and I still am not ready. I feel I'm not ready to, you know, bring a child into this world. So it's like I'm still developing, still learning as I go. But it's so funny you mention that, because I've always been the type of person to take my time. Even if I like this person, love this person, I've always been the type to want to take my time and get things in motion and get things right. So it's so funny how you said timing and no rushing. It's so important, man.
Timing is everything.
It's so important. I'm just like, yo.
Yo, bro, let me tell you, in the military, the divorce rate is like 80%.
And they get married quick.
Yeah, because they fresh out of boot camp. They wanna marry. Wow. You know what I mean?
I wanted to ask you too, like, why is it that they marry so quick?
Because you gotta understand, when you join the military, you leave everybody and everything you love. Okay. And you in a different location, whether it's across the world, across the globe, whether it's in a different state. So your support system, you're not around it. So you build your own family there. Wow. Right. So people in the military become your family, and then you want to build your own family within the military. So you might meet somebody, and then they think it's like, oh, I gotta marry this person, and that's why the divorce rate is so high in the military. It's crazy.
That's so crazy. It's crazy because I be looking at people that's in the military, and they be like, oh, I have to marry this person. I be seeing the marriage rates.
It's ridiculous.
I'm like, yo, like, how you marry this person? How you wife this person? Especially out the country, they be wanting to get married so they get
that too.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's crazy. Yeah, man. It's really crazy how that goes.
It's bugged out.
But yeah, man, I feel like when it comes to marriage, for me, I definitely feel like, is that possible for me one day? Of course. I think I'm into just wanting to know a person more than anything before I even jump into that, because that's another chapter. You know, the first chapter is y'all meeting and y'all forming that foundation and getting to know each other on a serious level and becoming best friends before lovers, and just seeing how you guys really flow with each other.
Right.
And that can take a year, 2 years, 3 years. Yeah. We don't know.
Right.
So it's like, who's to say, like, all right, some people really time it. People be like, all right, if I meet this person by this year, you should get married in 3 years. And it's like, that's not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? I've learned that from my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they're very, like what you said, they're very great parents. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Marriage is something completely different.
So it's a different ballgame.
It is a different ballgame, because you got to think about it too, especially when you're having, you know, when you decide to have kids, or if you have kids before the marriage, you have to think about how they will look at it growing up, and what you have to be the example for them going down the line, because they have to see both of their parents loving each other and to see what real marriage is between two people.
Right.
So that's why I say that kind of comes first, and then, you know, you treat the family like, you know, the spouse comes first. People be saying the kids come first, but I understand priorities like that. But in the marriage, I'm not saying if y'all like together, but in the marriage, I feel like the wife and the husband need to focus on each other first and creating that stable family. Because if you focus on more other things before that, the home won't be right. The home won't be perfect.
And also you know? What I was gonna say is that marriage is, back in the day, marriage wasn't even about love. It was about status and building an empire. So a lot of people would marry like the princess of another tribe, so their tribes confused. And I think that we should adopt some concepts of it. What I'm saying is, we should at least, like, if I marry this person, how can we build together? Ooh. You know what I'm saying? There's more than just love. Right. You know, love is never enough, bro. I could love you all I want, but if you're not benefiting me and I'm not benefiting you, I can't learn nothing from you. What are we doing here?
It takes more than love.
So we gotta you gotta also establish a plan to build. What are y'all gonna build on? Y'all gonna build your empire. You're gonna invest. What you gonna do? Build on your mental health. Like health. All these things should be talked about before you get into a marriage. It shouldn't just be about love or, you know, starting a family. We really have to have talks about breaking generational curses. And building.
That's so important, the generational curses, because that is something I think when you form a bond, the people before you, especially a generation before you, is like they done things either very right or very wrong, and it's up to you to just be at that line at forefront to be like, all right, it's changing from here. That stuff is changing from here. So when you said that love isn't enough, you're so right. I agree with you on that, because I feel like sometimes love is not enough. Even if you love the person to death, it has to be other components to form that bond, and why I fell in love with you in the first place. Right. So it's funny that you mentioned that whole you know, stance on the marriage like that, because I definitely agree with you. I ain't disagreeing with you. I agree with you all the way. That's why I said we very similar in the way we think. You know what I'm saying? Since we go way back, like I said. But as far as like the marriage part, like what's your views on you know, if you with your lady, and you know you have your job, she has a job, but her salary is higher than yours, she makes more money than you, does that intimidate you? How do you feel about, like, hypothetically speaking, what would you think, like, how would you react to a woman making more money than you?
I think it's a great thing. I think that's excellent.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? That's beautiful. No, I mean, the reason I feel that way, because one, women already, the pay is not where it needs to be when it comes to women. Exactly. So for a woman to go out there into the world and be her own boss or whatever, she's, you know, boss at her job and she's making bread, that's an inspiration for me. She make me want to level up even more. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? I'm not intimidated. Okay. I'm inspired. Like that's a beautiful thing. And also, you know what I mean? Like when you're married, if we talk about marriage, her money's my money, my money's her money. In a sense, you know what I'm saying? We're putting it into a pot, right? That's what marriage is a union. Is a, you know, you're fusing into one. So, you know, you put the money in the pot and then we just build on it.
Let me tell you something. I would Listen, if my woman made more money than me, I would love that. That does not bother me.
You gonna be a stay-at-home dad, bro?
Listen,
just do your podcast.
I made facts. I made this for you, honey. When you get home, I don't listen. That doesn't intimidate me as a man because I'm still a man. I still handle my business and all that stuff.
Just build a studio in the crib.
Facts. That's what I might as well do. I wouldn't listen, bro. Let me tell you something. If a woman made more than me, I would never be like, yo, take another job. I don't like that you're making more than me. What kind of man would I be if I did something like that? I would love if a woman made more money.
There's a lot of widows out there.
Yeah, it is. I would uplift my queen like, oh, absolutely. You had a hard day at work. Let me rub your feet. Let me do this for you. Listen, there's nothing that's going to bother me with that. You know what I'm saying? She a boss. She handled her business. That's all I can really say. I admire her more, like you said.
Exactly. That's
some people really feel a way towards that. It bothers them. I think that's like a stereotype, or not even a stereotype, something.
No, it's insecurities.
Like
absolutely,
very insecure.
Call it what it is. Is there's a lot of insecure men out there that their ego is not intact, bro. So they got a fragile ego, man.
We as men do have the most fragile egos.
Yeah, we do. We're
like men
for sure.
We
for sure.
It's crazy.
So you know what I mean. So like you know what I mean. Their insecurities make them like enabled to have a woman that can make more money than them, or a woman that looks good and they want them to cover up all these things and control how they. Yo, that's craziness, bro. Yeah. That's really craziness. That has nothing to do with the woman. It has everything to do with his mental health.
It's the confidence, and it's like you knowing that your lady coming back to you.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
That's really what it is.
That's all it's about.
And that's making her even more stronger. Like, oh, listen, I'm with my man. Like this ain't.
And women want a secure guy. Absolutely. They don't want no. Yo, I'm telling you, bro. They want a secure guy that's gonna handle their business.
That's very, very important. Yeah. For I think us as men, we don't appreciate that. We got to be more. We got to protect our queens, man. We got to really,
absolutely,
be a hold on them and just let them know that we here for them. Yeah. Like we got y'all. Like we got up. Well, for me and you, got the utmost respect and support.
Yeah, the world is scary for women, bro. It's really scary for women. That's why we have to build. I was having this conversation yesterday. We have to be able to build a better world for women and a more safe and secure environment for them, so they can prosper, bro. Because they the queens, bro.
They are, and they're the ones that are protecting us when things go bad. Like we need to show that same, especially as black men. They got our backs. Yeah. We gotta protect them even more. I feel like.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Speak your truth. That's real shit.
It's something that's very, very, very vital. I have to keep saying it because some people are not getting it. You have to protect our queens, man.
For sure. Man.
Definitely do.
Yeah. No way around it, bro. Yeah.
Oh man, it's and resulting back to how like people like with relationships. Like I want to say like even if I did like let's say I did made like less money than my woman this and the third. It's like it's not even a thing where it's like she's not gonna. I feel like a real queen is gonna really uplift like yo, don't worry, I got you. Yeah. Or it's like because I feel like as a man we supposed to protect the house and make sure everything's straight. Like, how do you feel about when it comes to, I want to say, when you're living with somebody and when it comes to bills, do you feel it's supposed to be 50-50, 60-40? Like, how do you feel it should be when contributing to bills and whatever it is to take care of the house and the home?
Yeah. You definitely should have that conversation before you move in.
Right. Definitely.
But I think the answer to that is based on their situation.
Okay.
If the man is the breadwinner, right, and she's not making as much money, that's fine. You know what I mean? Then obviously you're gonna take on more of the payload. Right. You know what I'm saying? And if you continue to do that, even when she gets on and she's good, that's your decision. I don't think there's any right answer. That's my opinion. But and vice versa. If the woman's making more money and she agrees, and this is important, you gotta have an agreement. Okay. You got to talk about this before moving in. If y'all move in and she's like, hey, look, I'm going to hold it down until you get on your feet. You know what I mean? Because a lot of queens do that. Yeah. And then, you know what I mean?
Queens.
And, right.
He said queens.
And then the man, you know what I mean? He has the opportunity to build on that for real. Word. He got the opportunity to build on that, and he gotta make it work, and he gotta level himself up. Okay. So he can be able to say, you know what? Thank you for holding me down. You ain't got to pay for nothing no more.
I got you.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends, bro. It's different. Everybody's situation is different, and social media will have you thinking that, you know, the man is supposed to pay for everything, right. and then it's like, okay, but if the man's paying for everything, what are you providing? It's a give and take.
Exactly.
It's a give and take. If you're not paying for stuff, what are you doing? Right. What are you bringing to the table?
Correct. I listen. I agree with you, brother. I feel like that is something that's not talked about, and it's like it needs to be more talked about. It's very important too, man. Oh man, like just in closing, I'm gonna just close this out. I remember like how we met. We was about 18, 19. I want to say.
Yeah, we was young.
We was youngins, and I met you. We used to work for Toys R Us.
Yeah,
just say we used to work for Toys R Us before everything, and
for like
I
3
remember
months.
Man. I think for me, I was there for like 6 months. I think.
Oh, I was up out of there.
You was up, you was out of there, and man, it was nothing but good vibes. And it's so crazy from 2012 to 2021 how we here now, and I see the growth.
Yeah,
I see the growth in you.
For
like
sure.
I just want to say, I see the growth in you, bro. I see from 2012. I see it. I see you really done changed up. You know,
Thank you, bro.
In a positive way. Like you really doing your thing out here. That's why I had to get you on episode 2 of the G Talk podcast. You feel me?
Yo, tune in.
It's so crazy. Because I've learned even though I think I'm like 1 year older than you.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm learning a lot from you, even though I'm old. It doesn't really matter because we inspire each other. Absolutely. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if I'm older or younger. We still learn from each other. Whether the person is 10 years younger, I'm still learning something from that person. You know what I'm saying? So I can never say, oh, all right, I'm smarter than you. You're smarter than me. It's like, it's nothing like, not like that. That's not the vibe for me.
The best thing you can do in life is to say, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's the best thing you can do because you know what?
Act like you know, go ahead.
Right.
Because
sorry. Every time you act like you know something, then it's like, all right, that ends the conversation right there. So I don't gotta teach you nothing. You gotta humble yourself, man.
Yo, that's something. It's so crazy because it's like I remember I forgot it was a conversation with my moms and my sister, and they was like, I forgot what we was talking about. They was like, don't let nobody know you don't know that. I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna act like I know it because I'm not a wizard. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I know this. If I say I don't know, I'm gonna be like, listen, I don't know. I want to learn.
Put me on, right?
Put me on. Right. Like I'm not the type where it's like I know it all. I want to learn some things.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's so crazy that you say that's the best because I'd be like that all the time. Like I don't know.
Tell me more.
Can you tell me about it? I want to learn more about it. That is so true. You know what I'm saying?
That's the best thing you do in life,
man. Bro. But yo, give your socials, man. Give your
where
people could reach you at.
Yo, reach me at Instagram is money_ambitions with a Z. And Facebook is Jorge Midgett. That's JORGE MIDGETT. Also I got my business card for you. So
yes sir. Real estate. If you looking for a home, you looking oh, nice. Good looking, bro. If you looking,
I don't know if the camera can zoom in on that or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's that. You know what I mean? If you looking for an apartment, you looking for a house, whatever the case may be, or you want to sell your house, holla at me.
Reach out to my boy.
And I also got a health and fitness business. So if you want to get your health right, get some equipment, and build your little home gym, I got that too.
His CMOS is banging.
Yes, sir.
I remember that CMOS. Man, that CMOS was everything to me.
Right.
Let me get some more from you soon.
Wolfstronghealth.com. Wolfstronghealth.com.
Ooh, okay. All right. That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
And your boy G from NYC. You can reach me at Real G Hawkins on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Twitter, Real G Hawkins. Facebook, G Hawkins. You know, I'm everywhere. You know, I try to be everywhere.
Yo, bro, I just want to say, bro, before we close out, you a real talented dude, man.
Yo,
you know who you remind me of? Like people don't talk about much, like a Jamie Foxx, where he could sing, he could act, he could, you know, he could do so many things. You versatile like that, bro.
That means a lot.
You know what I mean? And I appreciate you having me on the show, man.
That means a lot.
You my guy forever. Man.
Nah, you my guy, bro. That's why we, no matter how, like, if we don't talk like probably for a month, we still keep in contact. It's like the same flow. But I'm gonna definitely this summer we gonna hang out some more.
Yeah,
man.
Well, I'm back in New York City, so you know what I mean.
Hey, New York,
back and
stand
forth
up,
between
Bronx, New York,
Jersey, and the city. So holla at me, bro.
Okay,
Word.
bet.
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
man, I enjoy. Yo, listen, it was been a pleasure.
Pleasure. Peace and love, everybody.
Closing out episode 2. It's your boy G from NYC. I'm out.